Here we go. 8 months is a long time. Football is back. Fantasy football is back, and I'm here to give you the coverage of our fantasy football league. I'd like to start things off with a new segment presented by our favorite sponsor, My Medical Shopper. Soon to come out, Talon Pay. So you and your employer can continue to get nonsense rewards from a nonsense system, and you can buy groceries. Boom, bust, bench. Who went boom? Who went bust? And who fucked up their management by benching the wrong guys? It was a crazy week. No one has any idea what's going on. Week one, we changed some defensive scoring. So who goes boom? Dallas Cowboys defense. Brennan, that was wild. 40 points, all completely deserved. Multiple touchdowns, sacks, fumble recoveries, interceptions. Wild. 40 points from a defense outscored almost every quarterback. No, it did outscore every quarterback. Check the notes. I think we should be drafting defenses in the first round. A couple years ago, Trevor started the trend. I think we need to continue. Bust of the week, T. Higgins. 0 points from one of your top receivers is going to get you a loss. So congratulations, Signey. Great pick. Bust of the week. Bench of the week. Usually we'll go to a player who performs really, really well on someone's bench and could have given them the win. But instead, this week's goes to Trevor. Trevor's kicker scored -2 points. Trevor would have been better off benching him because Trevor lost by 1.9 points. Should have benched him. Power rankings. As you all know, I'm a huge nerd. So I have a lot of equations, a lot of calculations, and a lot of math that goes into how we've created these power rankings. It's going to go on a week-by-week basis. Each year, the equations get a little bit better, in my opinion. And you see from the graphic that there is a last week, that was the preseason ranking, and there's a this week, and that's the ranking after week one. So, for example, here, I was 8th in the preseason power rankings, going off of the calculations and equations. I don't agree with that. But as you can see, now I'm number 1. If you put up 180 points in a single week, that's more than teams were putting up in 2 playoff weeks in previous seasons. So, you know what I'm saying? That deserves to be number 1. 2 and on is the truth. If we come to somebody else along this, Trevor, the power ranking equations quite liked your team, had ranked you at 4th in the power ranking. But after the first week, after that disaster, after that kicker debacle, you've dropped 6 places in the power rankings. These power rankings are a combination of your positional value, so how valuable are each of the players within your positions relative to the other teams, right? So Tim's positional points rankings and the value that he gets from that by just having Travis Kelce under some of these formulas is worth twice, if not 3 times as much as the next tight end. Another thing it does is then looks at the points that you have earned and what your overall record is, to put all of that together to come up with this. This will be updated every week. I'll make sure I share an updated list with more comments. If you have specific comments that you would like to see next to someone's team, feel free to share them. I might use them, but I might not. I'd like to get into some general news from around the league. This year, obviously, some scoring was adjusted, and we added another flex spot. So we're up to 2 flex positions. This, in theory, should just boost all team scoring. We saw that, obviously, with my team, with Al's team, and Brennan's team scoring, 130 to 180 in some cases. So then how the fuck is it possible that we had 3 teams scoring under 80 points? Under 80 points under the previous scoring system. It was frankly bananas. But here we are, doing it again. For some of you guys, this is not a great start. I'm already beginning to wonder if this shift in scoring is just going to eliminate the middle class of fantasy football and skew all of the points to the 1%. Is that what we're going to begin to deal with, right? There's going to be the havers of all of the points, and the havers of none of the points, and there's now nothing in between. So we got to keep our eyes on what goes on with this middle section. In other news, it was clear this year, especially in our draft, that quarterbacks were a much more important aspect of people's team building. People were keeping quarterbacks. People were drafting quarterbacks higher. They were just elevated, right, with the 6-point passing touchdown and the big boom in quarterback scoring that we saw last year. It seemed to be less of a strategy to have a late round quarterback or quarterback, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the scoring and in the rankings. All those guys fucking sucked. Hurts, Burrow, Josh Allen, like these guys are not scoring the points that you drafted them for. I mean, fuck you guys. I got Tua and on. Apparently the best quarterback out there. And it was coming into the time in the draft when a quarterback freeze out could have even been proposed by the time I was drafting him. Like Kirkland Cousins is scoring lots of points. Anthony Richardson, I mean, the world's greatest athlete, is scoring a bunch of points. Who are like is the quarterback position dead, or did we all just completely fuck up our drafts? Well, can't speak for myself, but the rest of you meatballs. That will do it for this week's Fantasy Football Week Note recap. I will be coming back to you next week with hopefully more nonsense, more segments, maybe a new sponsor, and good luck to everybody in week 2, except Tim.